The CoinDesk Spotlight is brought to you by Nexo, the place to earn on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more.
The Super Bowl is now being dubbed, at least by some people, the Crypto Bowl for all the cash that crypto companies are dumping into ads during the big game. Think I'm kidding? Well, take a look at this teaser for an upcoming ad by none other than Exchange FTX. Have a look.
I've missed out on talking for 33 years, but I'm not missing out this Sunday. FTX is giving away the time their ad runs in Bitcoin, and I'm going to win.
My goodness, that's just one. There's a whole bunch more. But don't trust
And
celebrities.
that's just the tease. That's the tease to the actual commercial that will be played on Sunday.
But
oh, goodness gracious.
Don't trust celebrity endorsements for crypto. And that is what our next guest is saying. He's none other than CoinDesk Chief Insights columnist, David Morris. David, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So celebrities, don't trust them is what you're saying. What are you so worried about? Everyone loves celebrities. They tell us what our politics are.
Yeah, celebrities are part of the equation. I think that there's a bigger issue or a bigger point here just having to do with the level of exposure that crypto is getting right now. I've been in this space for almost a decade now, which is insane to me. But I obviously believe that there is some fundamental value here. There is some innovation going on that's worth people paying attention to. But I think that it's important to recognize that, especially right now, the proportion of people who are actually using these tools versus those who are speculating on them is really low. So most of the activity is arguably still speculative, and people need to understand that. So when they see a Super Bowl commercial or a celebrity endorsement or something like that, understand that this is all still largely an idea. And if you don't understand the ideas, then you maybe should be very cautious about investing. And I have a lot of other things to say, but these celebrities, also keep in mind, are by and large getting paid to say these things. And if they're not saying it explicitly, they might be getting paid in a non-public way. So all of this stuff, be very cautious. It's a old trope, but don't invest more than you can afford to lose. There's all kinds of other basic lessons. But I think the one thing I would say most strongly is if you are curious about these things, try and use them and try and learn about them. Know what you're getting into before you put your money on the line. And at least try and understand the basics of the technology and what the value proposition is, because there's some very complex thinking going on, and a lot of it is still speculative. And we can say more, but I'll throw it back to y'all.
Well, we were flashing the article you wrote for us on CoinDesk, sure. Don't trust celebrity crypto endorsements, and don't trust yourself either. You were referring to Binance releasing a celebrity ad that basically said, do your own research. Don't trust celebrities, while they themselves showed a celebrity endorsing Binance and, telling them a message in the crypto space. But in your article, you mentioned, the problem, unfortunately, is that you doing the research is a gigantic idiot. And I think what you were trying to say was there's a bit of an unfair playing field for folks because, in traditional finance, at least, they have public disclosures that they have to make, and that doesn't happen in the crypto space.
Yeah, there's a ton to talk about here. I was driving the point home rhetorically a bit. Hopefully, especially our readers are not idiots. However, if you, for example, follow the injunction to do your own research by going on to Google and starting to search, there's very little guarantee that you're going to find good information by which to do your own research. Because again, yes, disclosures are not required in the same way in this space. The SEC is still catching up in terms of regulation. Also keep in mind, not just celebrities, but the exchanges themselves don't necessarily have the same incentives as you. They get money when you buy an asset, regardless of what that asset does afterwards. So if you, for example, buy $1 million worth of Doge, they take a transaction fee on that Doge. If it goes down 50% the next day, the exchange is still totally fine. And so, for example, if you're reading about assets, don't necessarily go to an exchange page that purports to teach you about them. Try and do independent research. Obviously, I'm going to endorse CoinDesk as a good place to start. doing that research. We try and maintain our objectivity and do real analysis. There are other good sites like Decrypt and The Block are also trustworthy sources for information. But if you're just out there Googling, you're going to get ads for things that are scams. They're going to target you because they see that you're looking and maybe don't know what you're looking for. By the same token, YouTube influencers, be careful. Everybody is trying to take your money in this space, and a lot of them are trying to do it dishonestly, and be careful.
And they're appealing to your own biases as well. I mean, and that's how you link, to the problems with QAnon and in Wonderland DAO, even when they found out that the co-founder of Wonderland DAO was a serial con man, folks were still very emotionally invested in their tokens.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to call back to something that Sandeep said in an earlier section, Polygon founder. He was talking a little bit about Lindy effects, and I won't go into the catchphrase, but what he said was very true, which is that things that have shown some endurance in the space are more likely to be good going forward. And in this space, the two obvious ones there are Bitcoin and Ethereum. They have shown that they are durable and have some value proposition and applications. The other thing that he said that I think is very important is, and I'm quoting, VCs don't have any conviction. That is, venture capitalists, people who are professional investors, are spreading their bets out. So if you, as an individual investor, are trying to make some bets, don't commit to one thing and don't get emotionally attached, because there's a huge diversity out there of value propositions, of technologies, and most importantly, of individuals running these things. The people running them matter. So do your own research is true. Do it cautiously. Spread your bets out. If you're new, stick to things that are proven, and understand that the level of speculation is very high.
Yeah, I mean, look, do your own research is the mantra of people who follow Jenny McCarthy. But we also have, like, as you were saying before, these influencers, and it kind of blurs the line between, experts and celebrity. And most people who are watching the Super Bowl are looking at it and they're seeing the celebrity endorsements, and they know the celebrity's being paid a lot of money. They know the celebrity doesn't know crypto. Nobody's going to Matt Damon and say, Matt, you seem like a very smart guy. Can you tell me more about what your thoughts are on Polygon or Solana? No, nobody's actually doing that. But is it the influencer is actually a bigger problem, particularly in crypto, than either most people like to admit, or is it something that maybe needs to be regulated more?
Well, I first of all, I would say, I hate to be a cynic, but I wouldn't necessarily give people that much credit when it comes to Matt Damon's crypto expertise. I think a lot of people make very rash decisions based on limited information, and the celebrity face often scans to them as an actual informed endorsement. So, I hope everybody is thinking like you, but I'm not totally sure. On the influencer front, yes, it's a huge problem. YouTubers in particular, there is and I'm not going to name any names, but there is a rash of people who are taking cash payments to do what are effectively undisclosed promotions of individual tokens on their channels. And this really just goes back to, if it's new, it's high risk and it's more likely to be bad in crypto. Anything new, you have that much bigger chance of it just being an exit scam, a rug pull, somebody's attempt to take all your money while building nothing. As far as regulation, I think that it's actually not a situation where we necessarily need, for example, the SEC to come in and issue new rules. What these people are doing is already illegal, and a lot of them are going to find that out the hard way. If you're taking payments for undisclosed promotion of a financial asset, that is already illegal. And people have, paid huge fines, and I think in some cases even gone to jail for example, writing blog posts on open access platforms like Seeking Alpha, where they, took undisclosed payments to write positive things about traditional financial assets. So this stuff is already that's something that the SEC pays attention to. They do prosecute, they do pursue people, and that is going to happen. And so, warning to all the influencers out there too, if you're taking payments for your promotion, you're on the hook. But as far as investors, yes, watch out. It's very hard to figure out who's trustworthy and who's not. And so be cautious, just be extremely skeptical, be a critic. And that'll help you make good investments in the long term. Because I do, and I'll reiterate this at the end, I've been in this place for a while. I do believe there is a there, but it's important to recognize that we're at a moment where we're quite overextended, I think it's fair to say, in terms of the proportion of use versus speculation.